Welcome everyone. So today we're going to be looking at this Monoblock amplifier I purchased on Amazon, and I got this pretty cheap. So I paid $89.88. These used to be a little cheaper, but they have gone up in price. But yeah, like I said, this is a mono amplifier, and it is a Class D, and it's the ZE1000.1 model. So we're gonna open this box up. I haven't opened it yet. I've had it about a week or so. I just haven't had time to open it up. But we're gonna open this up. We're gonna see what's in the box, and then we're gonna try to listen to it and see what kind of power it makes. As you guys might have seen, I did end up getting a couple tools to help with the channel, and hopefully those tools will help me demonstrate an amplifier just a little better. So this is the AMM1 I purchased, and I also got a DD1. So again, let's open up this box, see what's inside, and go from there. Here's the front of the box. Not much on the front. 2000 watt max amplifier. And I think the proper way of pronouncing this is Audiozerone. So it's the ZE1000.1 monoblock amplifier, and it's a Class D. Here's this side of the box. Okay. So it's 1 to 4 ohm stable. All right, here's the back. It's a nice looking box. Here's one of the sides and the other side and the bottom. So there isn't much on the box, but let's open this up and see what we can find. So I'm going to set you guys down. Okay, right away we run into an instruction manual. Very nice. And here's the amplifier. It's got some foam on the sides. Okay, there's the amplifier, and on the side of one of the foams is your remote knob. Okay, and some other goodies right there. Your high pass wiring, some 2-phase tape, and I'm guessing that's for the bass knob, an Allen wrench, some screws, and another smaller Allen wrench. Okay, very nice. And that's it. And as you can see, nothing else in the box. So I'm going to put this box aside. And here's the amplifier. Take it out of the plastic bag here. Okay, so right away, it feels decent in weight. It's got some weight behind it. It doesn't feel light. Okay, so trying to give you guys a good view of this. Get some light on here. On this side of the amplifier, you have your high input, RCAs, your gain, your phase. The remote goes in here. Bass boost, subsonic, and low pass filter. And on the opposite side, you have your ground remote, 12 volt positive. You got 3 fuses, 335 amp fuses, a power green light and a protect red light, and 2 channels. All right. So here's the front. Looks really nice. It's got like a brushed look, and yeah, looks good. Looks real good. Now here's the back. Hopefully you guys can see that. Not much to it, but it does give you some information back here. And here's the important stuff. So at 4 ohms, they're saying 400 watts RMS. At 2 ohms, they're saying 650 watts RMS. And at 1 ohm, they're saying 1000 watt RMS. So we'll put that to the test. We'll see what kind of results we have. And we'll see if this is a winner. And we'll see what this sounds like. I do want to show you guys the guts before this thing gets warm. So let me go get a screwdriver and I'll be right back. Alright, so I took the 4 screws off the back of the cover. So let me just take the cover off and I'll lean it back. And there we go. Now one thing I did notice as I picked it up is that one of these ears that holds the amplifier is bent. But it's no biggie. That doesn't affect anything. I could just easily bend that back and it'll be fine. But here's the amplifier, guys. It looks pretty good. The board looks like it's got a lot of stuff in it, so that's a plus. Give you guys a little closer look. All right. Doesn't look bad at all. I want to see if anything feels kind of loose or wiggly. Everything's tight. So if you strap this down to a box, it's not gonna fall apart right away. It might resist for a while. All right, I'm happy. So I'm gonna put the cover back on. We'll take a look at that bass knob, and then after that we'll listen to this thing. We'll see what it sounds like. Hopefully it sounds good. You just never know what these newer amps sound like, if they got a low-end sound or not. I actually have an amplifier hooked up at the moment on the test bench, and we'll listen to that first just to show you guys what that sounds like. That's an old school amplifier, and this amp actually sounds pretty good, but it doesn't make much power. I'm not going to tell you guys how much power it made because I do plan to make another video on this guy here. But yeah, the sound that this amplifier makes, I think, is decent. So we'll see what this one sounds like, and hopefully you guys can hear it and decide if you like this amp. Okay, got the cover back on. I'm just gonna bend this leg back. Alright, bent that back. A little bit of paint chip, but it's no big deal. It doesn't affect anything. I will say that these legs are very thin. So yeah, just be careful with them. But the rest of the amplifier feels pretty sturdy, so. Alright, I'm going to put this aside and we'll take a look at the bass knob. And here's the bass knob. Okay, so this bass knob looks and feels cheap. There isn't much resistance when you rotate the knob. And it's all plastic. And I don't see, sometimes these bass knobs have like a little ear on each side where you can drive a screw so you can hold it up. So I'm guessing that's why they gave you that two-phase tape, just so you can stick it on somewhere. Very light. So that's that. And of course the wire for the bass knob, the telephone cord. So that's a plus. You don't have to worry about it unplugging once it's snapped in. Okay. So here's the other baggie of goodies. Let's look at those. I'm just going to open this up with some scissors. Okay, here we go. And here's that high pass wire harness. Nice. And here's that two-phase tape they gave you. It's actually not two-phase tape, it's actually Velcro. And it's some pretty strong stuff. You got some pretty strong Velcro, so that's a plus. I don't know how long this would last, you know, if you stick it on something, but at least they tried. Here's the two Allens that you get. A bigger one and a smaller one. And you get some screws, and I'm guessing these are for the amplifier. So you mount it down. And the last thing that you get, again, the owner's manual. There isn't many pages. Okay. Try to show you guys what's on them. So here's this page. Here's this one. So you guys can pause it at any point if you want and read it. Hopefully you guys can see what it says on them. Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. So that was the owner's manual. And this is all you get in that box. All right. So let's hook this thing up. Let's listen to it. So before I hook this up to the test bench, I do want to have you guys listen to this first. Okay, so that sounds pretty good. It's got some good bass. Not very loud, but it sounds good. It sounds full. So I got this wired up, and I tuned it with my DD1. And I'll cut to the chase here. I don't have enough power. So with certain music, I end up choking this amplifier, and this turns off, and somehow this just keeps going. So I'm not going to be able to give you guys a clear demonstration of how much power it makes. At least this will give you an idea of what it sounds like and what kind of numbers are getting displayed at the moment with just a power supply. So yeah, let's listen to this amplifier. Now I will say right away, I'm very impressed, especially for the amount of money that you paid for the amplifier, under $100. I wasn't expecting much, but it does perform very well. So let's give this a listen, and then we'll talk about it a little more, and we'll go from there. So let me grab this bass knob. Now I did want to show you my settings. The subsonic is all the way off, and the bass boost is the same, just all the way off. Like I said, I used my DD1 to tune this, and it sounds good. So these subs have never worked this hard before. Like I said, I'm impressed with that amplifier. I can get these subs to a point where they start to smell pretty good, so I'm trying to be careful with them. I'm not trying to beat these up and blow them right away. Okay, so I got the bass knob in the frame. I'm going to show you guys how much I turn this up. So here we go. Okay, so like I said, I gotta be careful with these subs because they're starting to smell. They're getting hot. So let me turn this on, show you guys what kind of power it's making. Here we go. Let me just rewind that song, grab that bass knob. And as you guys saw, this sub box is just scooting all over the floor the more I turn this up. So I'm very impressed with this amplifier. Especially, like I said, for the price. I personally believe you can't beat it. It's got some good power, and it sounds good. The bass is real full, so let's give this another listen, and I'll show you guys what kind of power it's making. It's going to be a short little burst of music. Again, these subs are starting to smell. I'm not trying to blow them up. So let's give this another try. Again, I'm trying to be careful. I'm not trying to blow these subs up. I get to the point where I think I might hurt something and I turn it down. Now that's the kind of power it's making with music. Let me put a 40 hertz test tone on, and I'll show you guys what kind of power it makes with the tone. So I'll be right back. Okay guys, so I got the test tone going, and I also got the meter going. Turn it up for you guys and see what kind of power we make. Yeah, and I can tell right away that at first, let me turn this test tone off. Like I was saying, I can tell right away that the amplifier is making enough power, maybe at a short burst, but then it struggles to output. So I personally think I don't have enough power or enough juice behind what I need to power this up. And I do have one more upgrade on the way for the test bench, but I don't want to talk about it much right now. I want it to be a surprise for the channel, and I'll show you guys once I get it. So as far as numbers go, You guys saw what it does on music. It was making just around 500. So you guys saw what kind of power it makes on a tone and what kind of power it's making on music. And just so everyone knows, this is wired at 2 ohms at the moment. I'm not going to bother wiring it down to 1 ohm just to see if it makes any more power. I want to get my upgrade first to the test bench and then come back to this, maybe a part 2 of this video. But as far as this amplifier goes, do I recommend it? Absolutely. This little guy makes some good power. It sounds good. Now, I haven't owned it for that long, but for the little time that I've owned it, I'm happy with this guy. I did not think it was going to be able to push these subs as hard as they do. Like I said, they get to the point where they really start smelling, and I start getting worried. But yeah, I totally recommend this guy. If you're on a budget and you're looking for something to power some subwoofers, this is definitely a contender. So there you guys go. This is a part 1, I guess, of the video. And like I said, I have an upgrade on the way for the test bench, and a part 2 will be made of this amplifier just to see if the upgrade makes a difference and I'm able to get more out of this amplifier. And if you guys are wondering about this amplifier, thinking about buying it, hopefully this video makes it easier for you to pull the trigger if you're thinking about it. So alright guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.